What's going on? Another video from the infamous Thompson'S Kennels coming live to you from Hood Woods, baby. Yet again, Thompson'S Kennels coming live to you from Hood Woods, baby. Here kicking it with the sniper, man. We just came back from a walk. I'm going to get ready to throw him on the mill. I said, man, while I'm letting them cool down a little bit, I'll go ahead and do this video for some comments that was left and also some emails that was left regarding the kennel partnership. Now, kennel partners is what we're cooking on today. The thing with the kennel partners is I've never personally had one, so all I can speak of is my opinion and what I've personally encountered dealing in these dogs, meeting brothers who have successful kennel partners and who've had horrible experiences with the kennel partnership. So I'm just going to disclose some information. Hopefully this helps you guys out. You know, you guys can put it in your file cabinet. You know, I'm assuming this question is being asked to me because you brothers are thinking about partnering up as far as dogs. Going to be 100% honest, as I always am dealing in these dogs. I've met more ex-kennel partners than actual functioning kennel partners that were good. There's been way more bad info that I've personally received talking to certain individuals about the subject. Me personally, never had it. So yet again, this is not facts of how it is because I never went personally through the experience, but like I said, just what I've observed and heard. My humble opinion, if I was starting out trying to do a kennel partnership with somebody, is we'd have to have a very, very, very thorough conversation about all of the negatives that can possibly go wrong and what's going to transpire with these dogs after it goes wrong. I know a lot of people are like, damn, Thompson, you're starting off negative. But that's how it has to be. You know what I mean? We can live in fairy tale land and skip down the yellow brick road humming kumbaya and shit, but we all know in reality that's not what this is. I just made a video recently saying there's no friends in this, it's just dogs. That's how I approach this business, dealing in these dogs. Always have, always will. That will never change. So my humble advice to you brothers would be sit down and have a real conversation. If this shit goes left, who's taking what dog? How's the financial gonna break down on this situation? And the first experience that I was exposed to when a brother told me about his ex-kennel partner was the financial aspect of it. Let's start off with that. He was financially stable, his kennel partner wasn't. So he was fronting all of the money for the dogs and everything, doing his part. His partner was doing the husbandry part of it. So he's fronting the money, and the partner is kind of doing the legwork. So they get into a little spat. The guy says, hey man, I don't really like this no more. I wanna do my own thing. Well, the guy who fronted the money is feeling, okay, that's cool. But the other guy is saying, well, I want to take this and that and this dog with me because I took care of him and raised him. Well, the other guy with the money is saying, well, you didn't technically pay for him. You did the legwork, but you didn't buy the dogs. You haven't been kicking out the money for the feed and everything like that. So, you know, it's going to be a money conversation at some point. No matter how buddy you are with somebody, it's going to come down to a financial aspect where if one guy's kicking out more money than the other person, at some point is going to be a sense of entitlement as far as I'm the one who's really paying for this shit. So I feel like my word is going to be taken at a higher rate than what your word is. So that's how that can easily happen. So I would say go into it on a 50-50 partnership as far as the financial part. Whatever we spending on the dogs, we're going to bust it down the middle. Now, there may be situations where one partner buys a dog. That's his dog. I don't care if we can talk about one guy may do the husbandry, one guy may do the conditioning and hunting with the dog, but whoever put the money up for the dog belongs to them. So, and that was always one of my main questions about that. Like, if he conditions this dog and works him and takes him hunting, and he's a successful hunter and got accolades and all this shit, how does that really work out at the end of the road? You put more hours in with the dog, but still you didn't financially pay for the dog. So, you know, that's a great question to ask yourself when we're splitting up. Like, okay, because you work this dog and this dog may be one of our best dogs in this partnership, because you put that work, does that succeed the part of me paying for this motherfucker? So, you know, that's a huge part is the financial part. Second part of this thing is you have different types of kennel partners. Some, it may be 2 yards. I think I alluded to this earlier. You know, that may be an easier split, because if you have your dogs on your yard and he has his dogs, you know, it could be an easier split. If it's a 1 yard situation, yet again, I would just say, man, go through all of the, cross your T's and dot your I's on everything that could possibly happen wrong, and have already, because you don't want something to go left and now your guys are trying to iron it out. It should be, if it goes left, it should be, well, we talked about this. I'm taking him, her, him, whoever, the puppies that we bred together or the breedings that we did, we'll split those down the middle. Hey, bro, you supposed to give me some eye candy while I was talking. I'm gonna throw you in the middle in a minute, man. Calm your nerves. I didn't want to just shoot the woods as I was talking. That's why I said I'll throw you up here, bro. So just stick to the script. So I would just, like I said, have your financial plan laid out. Have the actual layout of how the dogs are going to be separated and who's taking what. And have an idea of, like I just said, if you're going to be the breeder, or y'all are going to agree to value each other's opinion in the breedings when you're pairing dogs together. I never really had two guys consistently talk about that kind of thing as far as the breeding aspect of it, because the way it's supposed to go is the information is supposed to be valued both ways. The guy who's actually conditioning and hunting with the dogs, he's going to have a lot of information to give the person who's pairing the dogs. But you guys may have an operation where you guys are valuing each other's opinion when you guys are pairing dogs, and y'all are collectively putting these breedings together. Putting these breedings together. So that's a good thing if you discuss that aspect of it, the breeding part of it, and the egos. You know what I mean? I'm real alpha mentality. I like to make my own decisions. That's why I never had a kennel partner. I want to make my decisions. I want to be accountable for my decisions. So there's nobody to blame. But you know, if you're dealing with alpha males, there's going to be a lot of ego. It's going to be a lot of, you know, that's just what comes with this shit. Nobody wants to be number two in the equation. You know what I mean? So knowing the person that you're dealing with is a big part of this. So always keep that in mind with these partnerships. Because as much as we want to think it's going to last forever, it really does. It really does. As long as I've been in this, is a handful of brothers that I know that have been collectively been able to keep their thing together and not had it just go left. So I hope I covered. I'm trying to think of any other aspect, the financial, the dogs themselves. You know what I mean? It's a touchy situation depending on who you're talking to. I know I talked about a lot of negatives about it, so I'm going to cover some positives while I'm on here too. I mean, you can get more done with two people than you can get done with one. I can tell you that, me personally. There's a lot of breedings and stuff and a lot of stuff I didn't do just because of manpower situations. You know, I don't have the manpower to sit here and pump out tons of breedings and take care of tons of puppies and stuff, nor do I fucking care to. But still, if I did have somebody else that was an adult that can go ahead, other than my kids and shit. Hey, bro. Eye candy. Get back over here. But other than my kids and stuff, you can progress your yard very quickly. This is a very physically taxing hobby, dealing with these dogs. It's a lot of work, a lot of energy. So, you know, any additional help makes everything go quicker. And the progression of the program. I move slow as a snail. I'm doing breedings. I did breedings 2 years ago that I had planned to do prior to that, but I just wasn't able to do it because of my working, my work schedule and the way things are done. I do heating and air, so of course, summer times I'm always busy. I'm primarily free in the winter time. So, you know, I'm moving on a snail's pace when it comes to putting dogs on the ground. But I'm okay with that. But with a kennel partner, you can progress everything quickly. Instead of one set of hands, there's two sets of hands. You know, God bless me. My father is an older man, but he was in good health, so he helped me out in the early developing of my kennel. He was there to help me build a lot of stuff. He's a carpenter by trade, so I was always taught by him how to work with my hands and stuff. So, hey, dude. Hey, come here, boy. Eye candy. it's like cloudy out here, bro. The sun's not even out. But I was trained by him how to cut wood and measure and do all that stuff. So, you know, but just having him around, not essentially being a kennel partner, but just having an extra set of hands around, everything went very quickly compared to more or less now where I don't ask him to do a bunch of stuff because I know he's up there in age, and my worst fear is him out here messing with me and I end up getting him hurt or some stuff like that. So I primarily do all of the building and all of that stuff myself now. So, you know, that's another intricate part of this thing as far as just manpower, because it's not an easy thing to do is dealing these dogs, and I'll repeat it for the umpteenth time, it's physically taxing. So, Snipe, come here. But I would tell everybody who's interested in it, man, just don't be in a rush to do it. Just have a conversation, because sometimes having this conversation with an individual, some of the answers that they'll give you will let you know if this is something that you even need to fucking pursue. Because it all sounds good when everybody just wants to have good dogs and all of that, but when there's Benjamins on the line and money on the line and all that stuff, then you'll see people's true colors and how they really operating in their thought process. So my best advice is have this conversation with whoever individual you want to partner up with and see what their answers are and how they respond to you. And then record that in your fucking brain for you young brothers. Because when the tempers get high and things get negative and it's getting heated, remember how they spoke when they were calm compared to how it's going to be when they're upset about something. And then you'll know right away if this is an individual that I even need to be fucking with on this kind of level. Because it can be real nasty. I've seen some horrible kennel partnership breakups. I mean horrible. Where people were physically fucking injured. So, yet again, my just safe advice to the young brothers. If you could do it yourself, I would recommend that. My personal opinion, not knocking kennel partners. Yet again, I spoke about positives and negatives. If you can pull it off yourself, do it. If you can't, partner up. But, you know, just know what comes with this shit. And yet again, that friendship is shit. That friendship is good. But overall, it's about the dogs. And that's what I'm about. So, like I said, I haven't jumped on that carousel ride with the kennel partners, but just my humble opinion on what I would do and my friendly advice to you young brothers who reached out to me about doing a video about this, how I would approach it if I was going to do it. So I hope that information helps you out. I hope all is well in YouTube land, and y'all have a blessed one. Snipe, you ready to get on this mill? Because you acting restless now. When I get your ass on here now, you know what time it is, bro. But other than that, man, y'all have a blessed one.